The National Gallery of Denmark is also known as Statens Museum for Kunst, or SMK in Danish. SMK owns the nation's largest art collection, comprising over 200,000 works of art. The collection was originally founded as the Royal Collection, meaning that it was the private property of the Danish kings, but with the introduction of democracy in Denmark in the mid-1800s, the king's art collection was given to the people. That gift eventually became SMK. The original building dates back to 1896, built in the Italian Renaissance style. Later in 1998, a more modern extension was added. The two parts of the museum are connected by a glass-covered street of sculptures. This exhibition provides an overview of 500 years of art. Geographically, the exhibition spreads out over the European continent with highlights from Dutch, Flemish, Italian, French, Spanish, and German art. The collection is the oldest in Denmark and has its roots in the private collections of the country's kings. Filippino Lippi was an Italian Renaissance painter. He worked in oils, tempera and fresco, mostly painting religious subjects, with a few portraits and secular allegories or scenes from classical mythology. The Virgin of the Rocks refers to two oil paintings by Leonardo da Vinci. One version is housed in the Louvre in Paris, and the other is at the National Gallery in London. This painting is a 17th-century copy based on Leonardo da Vinci's original. This is a painting by the Greek-born Renaissance artist Domenikos Theotokopoulos, commonly known as El Greco. The portrait was created while El Greco was in Rome between 1570 and 1575. Santi di Tito, 1536 to 1603, was an Italian painter active during the late Renaissance, particularly in Florence. In this painting by Francesco Guardi, the waters are crowded by countless gondolas. They are celebrating the Doge's annual ritual nuptials with the ocean on Ascension Day. This tradition was founded back when Venice was a leading international commercial town. During the ritual, the Doge casts a golden ring into the ocean. Rembrandt van Rijn, born in 1606 in Leiden, Netherlands. This Dutch painter, draftsman, and etcher is widely regarded as one of the greatest visual artists in the history of art. He lived during the Dutch Golden Age, a period of great wealth and cultural achievement in the Netherlands. He died in 1669 in Amsterdam. He is known for his chiaroscuro style of painting, creating strong contrasts between light and dark. Cornelius Norbertus Gisbrechts was a court painter to the Danish royal family. He specialized in trompe-l'œil, an artistic genre which uses visual tricks to give viewers the illusion that they are not looking at a painting, but rather at real three-dimensional objects. Sir Peter Paul Rubens, a Flemish Baroque painter and diplomat, was born June 28, 1577. He is widely considered one of the greatest and most influential artists of his time. Known for his vibrant, dynamic compositions, Rubens exemplifies the Baroque style's drama, grandeur, and emotional intensity. He died on May 30, 1640. Caspar Monrad, chief curator, describes this period 1750 to 1800 as a time of great upheaval in Denmark. This was the last flourishing period of the Danish absolute monarchy. The king was the unrivaled center of the country. The monarch's position is reflected in the works of the leading portrait painter of the time, the Swedish artist Pilo, who depicted the king and queen as elevated far above their subjects. However, the middle class was on the rise and strove for greater influence, both financially and culturally. No violent revolution like the one in France ensued, but power structures gradually changed. Middle-class values gained ground, and art took on a much more realistic quality. The exhibition Michelangelo Imperfect ran from March 29 to August 31, 2025. It represented an outstanding collection of historical casts of Michelangelo's sculptures alongside brand-new reproductions, original drawings, and sculptural models. It was the largest exhibition of his work ever held in Denmark. The basis for the exhibition is the collection of historical casts of Michelangelo's sculptures in the Royal Cast Collection. Most of these were commissioned and cast in 1895 to 1898. Some were added in the 20th and early 21st century. The collection encompasses the majority of Michelangelo's most famous sculptures. Niels Hansen Jacobsen was a Danish sculptor and ceramicist, born on September 4, 1861, and died on November 26, 1941. He is best known for his symbolist and fantastical sculptures, often depicting mythological, eerie, or grotesque figures, which set him apart from many of his contemporaries. A cassone is a large, ornately decorated Italian marriage chest from the Renaissance period, used by wealthy families to hold a bride's dowry of clothes, linens, and valuables. These elaborate chests, often commissioned in pairs, featured carved, painted, or gilded surfaces, sometimes displaying biblical or mythological scenes, and were carried in the wedding procession to showcase the family's wealth.